For Olderman Live, I am 𝗖𝘂𝗿𝗀𝗀. So glad you are joining me here today for our continual connection. Just you and me, two men, a little bit older, focusing on fitness first and using that fitness to improve the overall quality of our lives. Hey, when you come on, say hello, hello, hello. That's our Workouts for Older Men live greeting. If you have a question, this is time to ask it. I can interact with you live. I do this show live at this time, about this time every single night. On Facebook at 𝗖𝘂𝗿𝗀𝗀 page, on Facebook at Workouts for Older Men, and on YouTube at 𝗖𝘂𝗂𝗀𝗀, and then gets on TikTok at 𝗖𝘂𝗂𝗀𝗀, over on Instagram at 𝗖𝘂𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's everywhere, right? So I love for you to join me live. If you're watching the replay version, that is great too. Say hello, 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 just as if you are watching me live, and post your questions down below, because I can take your question even if I don't answer it here today, because you watching the replay version. That can be the topic, the subject matter of the next time I go live. I got the answers just ready for you, right? Because you reach out and ask a question. Hello, Jeffrey, over on Facebook. Great to have you here, sir. Kirk, hello, over on YouTube. Do you guys have any questions for me? Always want to just connect with you. I love just answering questions live. I don't know if you notice something to look for, is right when I'm getting an actual live question from you and I'm looking right at you on the camera, I come alive, because I know I'm talking to a person and that's the answer that they want. And as opposed to well, what's a great topic to talk about that maybe one of my one-on-one coaching clients asked earlier in the day, or I saw something on TikTok. Hello, John, on Facebook and watching from Cleveland, Ohio. I am so glad you are here. All right, guys. You know, I guess I'm going to take this time, right, to kind of be clear on what I do here. Hello, 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 Robin. Right. So there are a lot of men who find me on Facebook, Instagram, on TikTok, whatever it is, and they'll see Workouts for Older Men Live, and they just hear me just dishing out the passionate information, everything, the things that matter, all right? What you need to focus on, what things that are maybe a little excess, not as important as many men think, and get you back to the basics that really matter, that make the biggest impact. I always talk about the 80-20 rule, right? The 100 things that you're hearing, you know, all 100 aren't equal in importance. There are 20, so to speak, that you got to know, you got to appreciate, you got to hit those harder and harder and harder, get better and better at it before you even think about drifting out off to 21 through 100, right? I know a lot of times 21 through 100 are interesting. You haven't really heard that before. But if you haven't heard it before and you've been doing this for a while, there's a reason. Not because someone just invented something that was just so off the charts new. It may be exciting. It may be different. It may be fun. It may look great on a TikTok video. But it's not what you need if you have a busy, productive life and you know you need to get this done and be efficient so they can keep your busy, productive life intact and not have a new hobby chasing all these little strategies and nothing seems to work, getting confused, right? So you got to know what they are, right? So a lot of guys, well, they'll hear me say something and, right, it's really hitting the meat of working out or nutrition or the mindset, what it takes to build muscle and lose body fat. And then they say, hey, wait a second. You know, that's great information, but wait a second. Tell me why that's different than what a younger man does, right? Now, and my thing is like, look, it's your attitude. It's our values, our priority. We don't have time to do excess. It's being more effective and efficient. It's talking to you from our perspective. Almost being 60 years old, we've gone through life, right? When you're younger, it's just a different way of going through the experience. It means a lot more or a lot less or whatever. We're not the same. We don't think the same. Right. So as I explain these strategies, there are some things. If you want to do it effectively and efficiently, all right, I'm giving you those strategies. I did all the excess for many years as a 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. I know what the excess is. I want to separate it for you because I know where your values are. I know what your time constraints are. I know where you're getting confused. Right. But they seem to be, wait a second, that's something everybody can use. right? Like, what are you disappointed? What I'm supposed to, I can't talk about these really important elements of building muscle and losing body fat. I can't talk about it. You know why? Because they're universal no matter what your age. I got to leave it out. I can only talk about things that only apply to older men. I'm not going to do that. I'm your one-stop place to come for the information. I'm not going to leave it out. Yeah, there's a lot of intersection of what is to build muscle and lose body fat when you're young, old, or somewhere in between. I'm not going to leave it out, right? It's the connection. It's the stories, the metaphors, analogies that you can relate to, and getting effective and efficient strategies. So if I say something that, hey, you know, that's right, that's the way I did it, or I never did that, I could have done that at any age. Well, I'm not going to leave all that stuff out. I'm not going to leave the important stuff out. I don't only talk about what applies to older men, right? Because it's building muscle and losing body fat. So just want to clear that up for anybody who who finds that, oh my God, he's talking about great workout information, but should this be here? Should he be talking about it? It says workouts for older men, right? So I hope that I make that clear. Would you care to detail your warm-up process before you move into the lower sets reps with heavy weight? Yes. The overall writing principle to warming up is you want to use the fewest amount of sets to thoroughly warm up. So I'm ready mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm ready to hit that taxing overload weight. Really focus on that one set, making work, progressive overload, right? Challenging myself, right? In that one set, that's what's going to stimulate muscle growth, all right? So it's not just how heavy the weight is. I mean, you got to be prepared to hit that muscle right. Mentally, physically, emotionally ready, right? To hit that weight, right? Because once I get to that challenge weight, the next exercise, same body part, I don't need to warm up again, all right? So I take my time. But the overriding principle is use the fewest amount, the least amount of sets to get that done, the least amount of reps to get that done, and the least amount of weight, right? Right? We want to be effective and efficient. We want to save all those sets, all of those reps, all of that weight, all of that energy that it takes to warm up. We want to just get the job done, but we want to save that for what really matters, and that's the overload sets, right? So a lot of guys, well, that's too general. Give me something specific. Well, I can give you something specific on one day, but it might be early in the morning. It may be a body part that I'm not certain takes me long to warm up. All right. Or it might be in the afternoon after a full day of eating and it's hot, right? I don't need as much warm up. But in general, like just say barbell bench press is my first exercise for chest, right? And let's just say, for the sake of argument, my maximum weight is a 225, right? Right. And that's my heavy overload set. All right. So let's just use that. All right. So I might just start off, I don't know, with 135. Maybe do 10 reps. All right. Might put a 10 on each side. So I'm up to 155. I might do 8 reps. Right. I might put 225s. Right. So I'm up to 185. And I might do 5 reps. Who knows? By putting a 5-pounder on there. Right. So I'm at 205 and do 3 reps. Who knows? I might even do 1 rep at 225 because you know what? I think maybe I'm stronger than that. Right. And that's for that exercise. So it would be different with legs and, arms or whatever. But again, you want to use the least amount of sets, least amount of weight, least amount of reps. But whatever you do, you're ready to hit it hard, physically, mentally, emotionally. All right. Because once I do that overload set, I'm not pyramiding up set after set after set. All right. Some guys, well, give me something more specific. Is it 25% of my maximum and then 35% and then 55%? And exactly, you didn't give me a definite number. Is it 10? Is it 8? Is it 5? Is it 3? Is it 1? It's just how you feel. Right? Right? Just how you feel. You got to play with that. After 6 to 8 reps, do you ever drop down and hit a burnout? Is that necessary? What does a burnout do? Think about it. What's the purpose of a burnout? to put more blood in the muscles to help you feel a pump, because that's not overload anymore, right? You know, and I know that there's strategies like that. No, overload is what matters, and just put it down and do the next set of overload, right? G. Warren, hello, sir. First saw you in Natural Physique decades ago. That was decades ago, right? Long time. Kirk, thanks. You're welcome. What was that's I hope that was helpful. Kirk. Let's see here. Good questions here. All right, guys. All right. All right. So that's going to do it. A little bit of connection every single day. Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. Got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a good day. Hey, check out the description of this video if you want some one-on-one attention where I can go through all this one-on-one training program, eating program, mindset strategies, help you really attack this with certainty and confidence so you have it for the rest of your life. And then it's just a matter of doing it. My one-on-one coaching, check in the description of this video, click some links, and we can talk about it.